Now that you've set up Bill Analyzer with your trees, created nodes, and allocated services, we'll cover how you can view and interpret the reports that Bill Analyzer creates for you. You can get these reports in two ways, either as an automated monthly report sent to the email address you nominate, which we covered in an earlier video, or as an on-demand download through Frontier. To download a report on demand, navigate to Frontier, but this time we'll click on the Tools option in the top menu. With these on-demand reports, you can create and view two different types. Charge Summary, which gives you information on both the recurring and usage details for your services, or a Usage Detail report, which specifically gives you details only for the usage related to your services, like phone calls. This video will cover how to create and view a Charge Summary report. We'll cover Usage Detail in the next video. In the Available Reports list on the left, click on FBA Charge Summary Report. On the right-hand side of the screen, you can select the bill label, which is the name of the On the right-hand side of the screen, you can select the bill label, which is the name of the tree you set up, as well as the bill period you wish to see the information for. Select these using the drop-downs, and then click on the Run Report button. Bill Analyzer will automatically download an Excel CSV file for the tree and period you selected. After you've opened the CSV report you downloaded, you'll see a table with a range of details relating to charges on your services. We'll run through the most important columns now. The Hierarchy Name column gives you the name of the root or tree that contains the service. Level 1 breaks this down even further into the specific node that contains the service, unallocated services, or if it's partially allocated. Unallocated services are any services that haven't been allocated to a node in the Bill Analyzer tree. Partially allocated are any services where you've done a split or non-100% allocation. If you haven't set up any split allocations, it's important to make sure there are no rows in your report with this value. The Customer Supplied Reference ID column is where you'll find any customer reference you've supplied for the service. The next important column, Charge Type, specifies whether the charge is recurring, such as monthly plan fees, usage-related, such as phone calls, or an adjustment, like an account credit. The Charge Description column further clarifies what the charge is. For example, with monthly plan fees, it states the specific plan type, and for usage, it states the type of call, such as national or local. Charge Relating Invoice Number gives you the specific invoice the charge relates to. This is different to the column Invoice Number and is typically used when the charge relates to a different invoice to the one it's actually issued on. An example is a credit for a previous month's invoice. The charge itself appears on the current month's invoice, but relates to the invoice that's being credited. This is the Charge Relating Invoice Number. Service ID tells you the Frontier service ID for the charge. For example, for BizPhone, you'd find the username related to that charge, or for a number range, you'd see the first and last numbers in the range. The Service Description 1 and 2 columns provide you with any service descriptions you've set under Label Management on Bill Analyzer. Service Type gives you the category the charge falls under. For example, for BizPhone charges, you might see BizPhone User or BizPhone Hunt Group, and for number ranges, you'd see Number Range. Service Group tells you the top level group the charge falls under. For example, all BizPhone charges come under VPBX, and number ranges under Voice Number Inventory. Split percentage is the percentage of the charge that's been allocated to the tree you've generated the report for. If you've done a split allocation, you'll see the specific percentage you allocated here. If the service hasn't been split, it will just show 100. Amount excluding GST pre-split shows you the dollar value excluding GST of the charge prior to any split allocation. This is the full charge less GST. Amount excluding GST post-split gives you the dollar value excluding GST of the charge, after any split allocation. For example, if you've done a 50% split allocation, you'll see 50% of the pre-split amount. If you haven't done a split allocation, this amount will exactly match the pre-split figure. When it comes to creating a pivot table of your bill analyzer report, which we'll cover in the next video, it's important to select this post-split value, or your table will have duplicate rows that don't add up to the correct amount. Currency simply shows the type of currency the charge is in this case, Australian dollars. The next 5 columns, account number, invoice number, bill period, plus the bill from and to dates, show you all the billing information relating to that charge. This is where you'll find the account and invoice numbers covering the charge, the period of the bill in year, month, date format, plus the exact billing from and to dates.